Hey, this is Chris Roper, and I'm here today to talk about Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas on the PlayStation 3. The game was originally released late last year on the Xbox 360 and PC, and was originally scheduled to be a PlayStation 3 launch title, but for whatever reason it's been delayed until now. But luckily, PlayStation fans get the best value out of pretty much any of them, because all of the map packs that are now available for the Xbox 360, the red and black packs, that add 2 new modes and a whole handful of new maps, are right there on the disc on the Blu-ray, so you actually save some cash. So right out of the box, you're getting 20 some odd multiplayer maps, a good, 10 modes. So there's just a ton of online content for you there. As is the case with most Rainbow Six games, the quality of the multiplayer maps is very strong. There's going to be some that you probably don't like, but it's some that you gravitate to. But generally, they're all very, very good. And that's really where Rainbow Six's strength has always lied, and Vegas is no different. One of the things that Ubisoft did when they brought the Rainbow Six franchise to the PS3, 360, and PC was they tried to make the game much more natural. And aside from just the visuals looking much better than they did on last-gen consoles, there's more control options there. So you have the biggest addition is a cover system, where by holding a button, it's L1 on the PlayStation 3, you can stick your back to a wall, you go into a third-person mode, and you can shoot around corners, and there's repelling and things like this. And these all work perfectly in the multiplayer game. So it's more intense, it's more natural, you can get around faster, and there's more to do, more ways to do it, as opposed to your standard old school type shooter. And with the tactical edge, this actually brings a whole lot more tactics to it, because you have to take cover, figure out your best route, because now the repelling gives you more options on that. So there's a whole lot more variety there. As far as changes between the PS3 version and the other ones, there's not really a whole lot aside from those additions for the maps and whatnot. You can use the six-axis controller to control the snake cam, which it works well, but you can turn it off and go back to the right stick. Aside from that, you're basically the only thing that's missing are achievements and vision cam support. You can't use an EyeToy to map your face to a multiplayer character, which is a little disappointing, but it's not too big of a deal. On a technical front, the game runs really well. It's not at 60 frames or whatever, but it runs the same as it does in the 360. You don't really have any frame rate issues. It's not quite as it doesn't look quite as good as the 360 game, though. Things are a little kind of muddier. The texture, or the colors are a little more saturated. Some of the textures aren't quite as high res, and there aren't as many effects on some things. Like there's not as much bloom lighting, for instance, which some people like. But the game just overall doesn't look quite as sharp. It's still a nice looking game, but it's not really amazing by any means. So there's a couple little weird bugs, but they don't really detract from the gameplay too much. So technically it holds up pretty well, even if it doesn't look quite as good as the 360 game. So overall, with Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six 3 on the PlayStation 3, you're finally getting the game. It's been out for some time on other platforms, but the wait is kind of worth it, because you get all this extra content. You're getting these 20 maps, you're getting all the new modes, you're getting, there's online co-op, there's terrorist hunt, there's all this stuff. The single-player game is very good. So there's a whole lot to this package. Rainbow Six has always been fantastic online. Single player is good, so there's no reason why you shouldn't go pick up this game.